I'm making tendons for the legs out of 2 of the blocks from the pallet. And second, two legs out of one piece of wood. I'll do the clamp, tilt this, you can see it. There you go. Now all you do is cut these 2 sides off, rip it down, end up with 2 table legs. So what we have here is a LVL beam and the 2 chunks from the pallet, 2 sides, put tendons on the end, ripped them in half, and now I have 4 table legs. I'm going to set them inside the bench and make the bench. Okay, so what you see here is the bench, and basically I drilled the holes upside down on angles using a hole saw. I use a hole saw to make the tendons, and then I use the saw and I clean them off on each side, and then I just eyed it up so that it would work out. I use the same size hole saw as I use for a tendon. The tendons with the inner side of the hole saw was 1 3/4 inch hole saw. I end up with 1 1/2 inch tendon. So I use 1 3/4 inch hole, and then I tapered the legs so that I allowed for adjustment. So it's pretty close, pretty even. I can allow for adjustment. I can trim out what I want from here, and I'm going to PL it real quick while you're watching me, and then I'm going to adjust for height and leave it go, and then I'll add my additional piece later. Right now I want to set it up with the PL, and here we go. Hole there. Get that good glue in there. There we go. Stick that in there. Like that. That west side better. Just fold it a little bit. Turn that. Like that. There we go. position a little bit, and it won't be working off total glue. Once we start working the bow and then working the draw knife, be nice and strong. A couple pieces in that. That one doesn't really need it. This one does. There you go. Easier when we're done. But this is pretty clean as you can get it. Because when the stuff dries, it's hard to get off. Clean up the mess now. If I can get to it. Show you what it looks like. And there's what we're looking at from above. You look straight up. Legs are pretty straight. This one could go out a little bit more. Right there. Sticking out a tiny bit more. There we go. There we go. I like that. There we go. Oh, that's nice and even. Look up here. And that's pretty even too. Pretty evenly spaced, and that's what we want. Just notice I'm not using anything but gravity of the board itself. My tendons I made up, and I'm going to let it set up like that, and we'll be back tomorrow. Set up overnight. Put this on there, and pretty strong. Not gonna have to worry about that going anywhere. So I've got this cut I want to make. I'm going to put a V-groove right there. And I saw a tube where they put a V-groove in there, and it made it a little extra holding power for depending upon how you're doing something. And since this is an old shave horse, I've decided to use a late 18th century period piece handsaw that I own, and it cuts like butter, and it's really, really nice. I'll show you a quick shot of who makes it there. See if we can adjust for that. Right here, I'm going to cut it like that, and I'll cut it like that. And try not to hit the post while doing it. Anyway, I'll check back here in a second. Okay, so what we have here is our block. I'm going to use, this is my top hold-on block. It's going to go on my arms with a chunk of wood here, a chunk of wood here. I want to make it removable in case I ever break it, although these are maple, and I highly doubt it's ever going to get broken. But anyway, so this is my piece as if the arms were coming down, and I want to put this in, so I try to force a bit at 1 5/8, and it doesn't fit. It's too loose. I mean, it would work, but it's going to rattle a little bit. This is 1 1/2. Doesn't fit. I mean, it doesn't fit. I don't think I could shave it down. It really is. It's right there. So I measured it 2 inches down this way and 1 5/8 in from each side. And I'm going to be putting my hole so my tendon can go down in there, right there, on the top. So, you can see I drilled the holes and cleaned them up so they could get the dowel in there, and it fits right in there, as we can see right here. It fits right down in there. Right there, nice, good dowel, and that's it. We're going to put it together. Basically that goes down here, but there's our piece. That's going to be our, once it's together, I'm going to put it all together, and that'll be our arm and top. I'm going to drill a bolt in here, which I have right here. Got a thread rod, a 1/2 inch, and I got some 1/2 inch spring clips called spring clips, and I'm going to put those in there. They're nuts made for something else, but I think it'll work perfect here. Plus it'll give me a little tension on the inside. Throw a couple washers on there, and it'll be good to go. I can actually do it without making a permanent end piece right now, and I get moving on my bow. So there we go. There's my draw knife pieces. put it back. Broke on me. I'd be able to put it in there and take it back out of there and make a new piece. That's the right way. You should be pretty loose on the left side. Did it that way on purpose. Not 100%. Looks like tight down. Go. I'm going to measure this. Completely tight here. Right there. The thing is, this cross brace is a little bit long. I'm going to cut it off. A new shave horse. I'm going to make this piece in the block and put the action. So I cut this block down to 16 inches and then I ripped it down to 5 by 5 and then now I cut an angle on it and now I'm about to make the final cut and then we'll have our bottom block. And there we have our bottom block. Goes underneath here. That's the adjustable block. And then I need just one more. I need a board. I'm good to go. So here we have a piece of muscle wood that I harvested, and I'm going to turn it into a bow. But before I could do that, I had to build myself a shave horse. And so this is my shave horse. I've got the bracketing right here. I got a mortise and tenon. This is maple, a piece of cherry. That doesn't really matter. And this is just an old piece of blocking for use from an old 6x6. A glue land that was sitting around my shop, and some poplar legs that I made up and inserted inside. And it's super strong. I was standing on this while I was drilling some holes, and it's anyway, there it is. There's my shave horse, so that I can safely use a draw knife and build a bow. Very happy, and I'm going to try it. Thanks for watching. Okay, this is a shave horse design plans. That piece you're looking at right here is the cross brace that goes in here. This is the hold down piece that goes on here. There's your dimensions again. On the back, there's a discrepancy of 17.5 to 19 inches. The bench is 19 inches, but I dropped an inch and a half so it would put the piece higher, and I could put a padded seat you see in the earlier video. You can make it the same height if you'd like. There's your dimensions. The lines right here are to centers. Center, center, center to edge.